What is up, friends? Welcome back to Ozark Outdoor Brewing. My first NEPA that I've ever brewed, Ozark Fog, is finally finished fermenting. All the dry hops have been added, it's cold crashed, it's ready to get into the keg. That's what we're doing today, so come along, let's keg some beer. Friends, if you missed my brew day video, I'll link it up here, but within that I talk about a couple of things that can negatively impact your beer. One of those being oxygen or oxidation. You want to limit the amount of oxygen that's coming into contact with your beer. Once we got this added to the fermenter, we have not introduced any oxygen at all. Even in the dry hopping phase, I used two bags, nylon bags, charges if you will, dry hop charges, and sous vide magnets, where I was able to lift the magnet from the outside. The hot charge fell inside. I didn't have to open up the fermenter, risk any oxygen coming in contact with the beer, oxidation, whatever you want to call it. So we're good on that front. I have my CO2 purge keg. It's been cleansed and sanitized. I'm sitting at about 8-ish PSI. I also have my fermenter here. It's pressure capable. It is the 30-liter FermZilla all-rounder. I absolutely love this thing, and it's perfect for situations like this where you want to do a closed loop or closed no oxygen, oxygen-free transfer, whatever you want to call it. Friends, you will need a couple of things in order to pull this off without too much hassle. Inside the fermenter, I have a floating dip tube. I also have a spunding valve that's going to go over here onto the keg. You don't have to have that. It does help in order to make sure that this pressure is lower so that it's forced out into it. You can do it without it, just using the pressure release valve. You'll also need a jumper cable to go from the fermenter to the keg and transfer the beer. For me, that is a piece of EVA barrier tubing, the 4x8 millimeter, along with two duo-tight quick disconnects. That makes the process really simple. From there, the process is pretty straightforward. You definitely want to have Star San, spray down and sanitize your posts, and then also the inside of your quick disconnects. Once you're sanitized, one QD goes onto your fermenter, and the other goes over to your keg, and that should automatically start the flow of beer. And we're transferring this beer. No oxygen's coming into contact. You may be able to hear the discharge of the CO2 coming here out of the spunding valve, and you can see this is moving along pretty quickly. Transfer is complete. Friends, you can see I took pretty much everything out of there that I could. There's the dry hop bags that are in there, so it got right down to the yeast cake. I've got a full 5 gallons in my keg. Now it's time to move this into the kegerator, add the CO2, force carb for 24 to 48 hours, and then the hardest part of the entire process, waiting. Next video when you see me will be the taste test. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to try this beer and hope that you'll join me then. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. That always helps us out. And smash that bell so you get a notification every time I post a video here on Ozark Outdoor Brewing. And remember, drink responsibly.